Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Appalachian Prospecting. I'm your host, Prospector Wayne Thornton. Been digging and scratching into brooks for over 40 years. Met a lot of cool people. Anyways, today we're going to shift the gear a little bit and literally, I have taken the time and looked up on how some of these spots that I want to get into that is getting kind of tough for me to walk in 15 miles. And I found some trails and some old fire roads and whatever. So I figured a very good asset to what I do is looking into e-bikes. And I really didn't know anything about them. I kind of, I used to love to ride bicycles when I was a kid. Who didn't, right? So I looked into them and I saw a couple of them. I'm like, and I went and looked at some of the reviews on YouTube. And that's something that you really should do, is look at the reviews on any of this stuff, because it makes a difference in the world on what you purchased, longevity, how they're going to be. So look up the product that you buy and make sure that you buy something from like eBay or Amazon or something to make sure you're protected. Try not to buy out of the country, guys. It's not worth it. So these bikes were relatively cheap with sales tax and everything. They were $700. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but they bring the kid back out in you. They're just awesome. These are not like your average mountain bike looking ones. These actually look like a tiny little like scooter type motorcycle. So yeah, so why don't we stop jaw jacking and let's get right to it. Let's go. Today I have purchased an Amyet V9 G60 e-bike. Alright, so I bought two of them. One is right behind me assembled, but I want to show you this thing. I was totally unexpected the size of this, but it is really awesome. So I just want to go over something real quick. The box is rugged. Their shipping is unbelievably good. Look at this. Everything is zip stripped in there. Your tires zip stripped. Everything is perfect. The only thing that rattles around in a little bit when you get it, so don't think it's broken, is your tools, because you're going to get a bunch of tools with it. So I'm going to go through real quick on how to put this thing together. Pretty damn easy. Look at your parts in there. You're going to have to snip all this stuff off first. Get it all off. What we did is took it completely out. But what I did is I cut the cardboard here and cut it here, because this thing weighs over 100 pounds. So let this fall down and then you can pull your bike right out and start assembling it. So I'll show you the one that is assembled. Okay. This thing's a monster. I never thought it would be this big, guys. I really didn't. It's a beast. It's got a 1500 watt battery. Supposedly can do 30 miles on half assist. It has just a bike mode where you can just get on it and take off. It's got electric assist. Each gear. Got the little display here. This is how you turn it on. Everything feels waterproof. I see little gaskets right in here. I don't think I'd leave it out in the pouring rain for days and on end, but I think it'll take a little water. Just don't get it completely wet, because, I mean, these are all contacts for the battery. Pretty nice chain on it. It's not a piece of junk. I put it together. Check out the front wheel. This is my cat. Look at this. That thing's like over 4 inches wide. Big light on the front. Disc brakes with calipers. Alright. So very simple. The first thing that we did is we put the axle on right here. Make sure that your brake is over on this side so it fits the caliper. Okay, so you've got a spacer in here. Same thing on both sides. Put your safety ring washer on, which is the washer with a crooked neck on it. That goes in a slot right down here. Put your bolt on and tighten them at the same time. And you're done assembling your front tire. Drop down your kickstand. Everything seems good. It'll hold up by itself, because these things are 100 pounds. You may have to have somebody hold up on the front end while you're trying to put that tire on, because they are pretty heavy. Alright, so get your kickstand down and put your pedals on. One is left-handed thread. That one's left-handed thread. The other one's right-handed. Didn't have to do anything with the battery other than put it on charge. Didn't have to do anything with the back here, but it's smart to check these and make sure they're tight. I did not have to put on the front or the back fender. Everything was assembled back here. You're going to have to put your fender on, which entails this bolt up front here, this one. All right, and then there's two on the side. Adjust it up and down depending on your height. You want your hand to fit through there. It can't be down on your wheel because you'll hear it rub when you go to take off. 2 foot pegs right here. They go down right here. They're going to bolt through here, okay? But they kick back. Let me show you. When they're on here, they're like this. But if you need them, they'll kick right out like that. So it's kind of cool, especially if you're riding together and two break down. All right, so this is my bike, and that's my wife's bike. So yeah, I mean, so far I'm pretty impressed with the way these things are built. Got a shock here. I think I'm going to relieve that shock a little bit because, believe it or not, I'm on my tippy toes and I'm 5'9". So it's pretty cool. It's a really nice bike. I mean, they are kind of made in China. Understand what you're buying, but supposedly they'll do 31 miles an hour, and that's cooking on a bicycle. And it's got a big fat seat on it. Pretty cool. So we'll commence to open this one up, and I'll just kind of show you real quick how it's packed. And we'll do a road test here in a little while. Thanks. All right, guys, so you see how I opened up the box? So now you got a nice little work area for it. But I just want to show you how well these guys wrap these up. Look at these. These are all zip tied on there. Be careful when you cut these. Use a pair of pliers or whatever because you don't want to slice into your tire. That would suck. Because these are some big tires, and I'm going to make sure I got tubes and tires on hands for these things. And I may even start selling these. That was impressive. I just took the little black one for a ride. It was crazy. So anyways, as I said, everything is in here packed well. Everything is protected. I mean, they just do an outstanding job. Absolutely. And the ride I just took without even understand playing with it was phenomenal. So hold tight and we'll pull this one out. That way you can see how they have this all hooked up and what you got to do to undo it. Thanks. All right, guys. So to finish up the review, I took this thing for a ride, and there is nothing more impressive than to be riding this bike. It is so fun. It does handle like a dirt bike, so you got to be used to the big tires down here. I mean, look, they're almost 4 inches wide. So it does steer kind of like a little tough. Me, it doesn't bother me because I've ridden dirt bike all my life, but my wife's bike, she's having a little tough time, but she'll get it. She's awesome. It takes a little while to get used to these, especially with the pedal assist. This light right here illuminated the road like 40 feet in front of you. I could see perfectly. So all in all, I have it set up to my size. When you turn this thing on, you just put the power button here, okay? And this will all light up. It'll give you miles per hour, all that good stuff. The other thing that you can do now, you can surf around on the net, and I'm sure they have YouTube videos, but if you push these two guys together, your mode in here will change, and you can actually make this bike go really fast. Me personally, I've had this at 31 miles an hour, and that was enough for me. It put a great big giant smile on my face, and the pedal assist going up hills, like where I live, I'm less than not even a half a mile, like a quarter of a mile from the Slate Valley Trails. Look that up. It's up in Vermont. If you're not from Vermont, it's a big, huge trail system. They use some of the Delaware Hudson train line, the old railroad tracks. I mean, they've got mountainous areas. So behind my house, whoop, up there's a big mountain, and behind that is Lake St. Catherine, okay? These trails are all through here. They've made wicked switchbacks, so I'm going to give Slate Valley a plug. Good job on what you guys done and keeping the land open. It's pretty cool. So anyways, back on the bikes, full suspension. Did help my hiney a lot. I did drop it down because I was on my tippy toes, so just loosen this nut up here or tighten it, whichever one you want. I like a loose suspension. The brakes work 100%. As you can see, I have ridden it. It's really fun, guys. If you're in your 50s like me, kind of brings a smile back to your face. Not sure how weatherproof they are, so let's call this a fair weather bike. You know, for the money, almost $700 with a tax shipped right to your home, I think it's a steal. I'm going to give this a high rating. I'm going to give these an A+. The light on the back works. It's got directionals right here. Okay? And they work. They're nice and bright too. These are very bright LEDs. Now, I 100% think that every single bicycle that's on the road should have something like this on, or a small light. I'm not a bicycle freak because we have people ride this road right here. This is the main road. And, you know, they'll do double stuff and all that and not get out of the way for traffic. And Route 140 from where it starts here in Pulteney and all the way out to East Wallingford is a freaking corkscrew. And, you know, bicyclists, just like everybody else, should be courteous as well. Let's share the road, huh? So, yeah, A+ on this thing. What a ball. I just can't say enough great about it. Now what's going to be kind of fun is on my next review on this is, you know, how long did this thing actually last? You know, what was its durability? It has a... I'm sorry, guys, that my batteries were dead and I didn't get a chance to get them on. I will do a quick little startup video on this real quick at the end of this. So again, it gets an A+. I'll show you the startup video. Hold on one second. Alright guys, well that few minutes took 3 hours to charge this battery, but I had used it pretty heavy. So basically you grab the battery, you put it in here like this, it just slides in, okay? There's a key lock right here, lock it in, alright? So now you're going to come around. This is what people forget to do, and they say, oh, there's something wrong with my bike. You got to turn it on. Okay? And how you do that and how you identify this off on is to come up here, turn the power on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it with the phone. There we go, guys. It's going to flash and flicker. I apologize for that. But once it stops flickering, that tells you how much battery you have, 100%. Everything's really cool. It shows you miles. So anyway, so if you get in there and you push these two buttons together, there'll be a mode here, these P1, P all the way through, I don't know, 15, 16. You can look all that up online and figure that humble jumbo out, but I'm going to tell you, stock out of the box, the thing will do 27 miles an hour, full throttle. You start going down an incline, and I don't mean much of an incline, guys, and this thing's flying. Now, another really cool thing about this is all Shimano. There's Shimano clicker for the assist. I mean, it's a nice little bike for the buck. I think it's a great entry level to get your feet wet with an e-bike. And if you're used to kind of riding like a motorcycle scooter, I'd recommend these because they have that same feel. I wouldn't recommend these if you're just going to be in a rural area zipping up and down the block, but you could because you'll be the coolest kid on town. Lots of fun, guys. Enjoy it. I gave it an A+. Hope everybody's enjoying the videos. I'm very impressed with this bike. Like I said, our next video is going to be the longevity of the battery and the longevity of the machine itself. It does have front fork suspension right here. So, I mean, bang for the buck, give it a whirl. The Amyet G60 review, A+. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel. See? I got your interest, didn't I? I've had a ball with them things. I can't even imagine not having one now. You can just take off up the road, just go down the other end of the lawn. You can just ride it around and have fun. So, you know what, guys? I know it's kind of off kilter, but it's not, because if you're going to use it to get up into these mountainous areas or get places and not bother people with ATVs or destroying their property or cutting people's fences, that's a no-no. And it happens. It really does happen. So I want everybody to, investigate your first bike that you buy. Make sure you're buying it for you and your height and your size and, what your distance is, and make sure it all has to do with your battery and, the ampere hours. And that's what that little keyboard is to go and adjust that stuff. But I left it at factory settings because I want to see exactly what it was at factory setting. Like I said, full wide open, 27 miles an hour, down an incline, and boy, it ain't got to be much, and you're right up to 31, 32. And that gets a little hairy, especially on some of these roads around here. So I think a fun speed that I found the other night on a dirt road was like 15 miles an hour. That was a nice cruise, you know. So yeah, hey everybody, enjoy our channel. Like, share, and subscribe. We need subscribers. That's the only way you can help me now. Let's get up there to, you know, 500 to 1,000. That'd be great. So anyways, thanks again, everybody. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.